I didn't say she was white.
We know.
Whoa! So you're saying that if you're over 300 pounds, you're ugly?
Well,
I'm sorry. I kept thinking about calling people retards. It's a good word. It really is, man.
and we're live. How's it going, bruh?
What's up, there? It's going pretty good. How about yourself?
Another boring day. Trying to figure out my life philosophies. Like, earlier I was thinking about, like, this thing where what would you do for a certain amount of money? Like, 10K, for example.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you showed me on Twitter, right? You know, like, the Mayo challenge that they were doing?
Yes. I'm very familiar with that Mayo challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
He showed, like, for the audience, he shows me every day these little clips of people doing, like, crazy things for Mayo. Well, for 10K, but they use Mayo involved into it.
It's creamy, it's smooth. I just can't get enough.
I'm gonna chug a whole jar of mayonnaise. Yummy.
Mayonnaise is also good if you have dry skin. You just rub it on. It's like a natural creamer.
So I was thinking along the lines of, like, what is your cap point, like your tipping point? So what would you do for $100,000, $10,000, like?
Well, for $10,000 for the example you were talking about, people were like bathing in mayonnaise and eating it literally straight the fuck up out the carton. I personally took a spoonful of mayo a couple days ago, almost threw up. It literally took me about 10 minutes to convince my body that I was okay and I didn't need to throw up. It was fucking nasty. So I don't know how the fuck I probably couldn't eat a whole tub. I could probably bathe myself in mayo for $10,000.
Just for the guarantee, though?
For a guarantee, yeah, definitely. If someone was like, "Hey, for $10,000, bathe yourself in mayo and sit there for like 15 minutes," fuck yeah, I'll take a 7-hour shower afterwards. But I'm $10,000 richer.
But no, it's not a guarantee. It's like a.
Oh, it's not a guarantee.
It's a challenge. Like who can do the craziest things for this 10K with mayo?
Then I would probably like bathe my body, just not my hair, because then I don't want my hair to stink.
So what about? So you're not worried about the public view of you. You're just worried about your smell.
Yeah, because I mean, depending. I mean, obviously, if it was like some mayo company that was, or not just a mayo company, but if it was some company or something that was like, you know, a racist company or had some problems behind it, then I'm not gonna do it. But if it was, you know, just some innocent mayo challenge for $10,000, I'll rub my body with some fucking mayo and post a video on the internet, you know, let all the people out there see it who wants to see it. Hey, maybe maybe that's somebody's kink and then they could watch it and they could like it and then they hit me and be like, hey, if you send me more videos like this, I'll pay you. There's shit like that. I saw this one video of some nigga, he was, I forgot what the fuck he was doing at the beginning, but he found a sugar daddy to pay him for breathing. The nigga just said, send me videos of you breathing and I'll send you money, because I guess that was his kink. So for all you, I can do it.
Unfortunately, I think you got to be a certain caliber of like handsomeness or attractiveness.
Oh, whoa.
Sadly,
whoa.
I can take you guys up on your offer.
Are you saying that ugly people can't breathe right?
Well, you're over 300 pounds. You might have a hard time breathing.
Whoa. So you're saying that if you're over 300 pounds, you're ugly?
Well, according to today's standards.
Wow.
I mean, not necessarily that you're ugly, but...
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Derek said, if you are fat, you are ugly.
Not ugly, but
that's
just not desirable.
That's even worse.
Like, you're not like...
That's even worse.
The worst thing is like a pretty face, right? You know, a pretty face with a huge body. It like you know, there's no coming back for that. Like if Beyonce, right? Attractive female, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful face.
So
put 200 pounds on her.
Yeah, then she just hit the gym.
No, she didn't hit the gym. That's her body, and she does what she wants. Like, is that your ideal girl now? Don't blame me. You was trying to play the social justice warrior game. Like nowadays,
I think everybody is beautiful.
Yeah.
Boom.
See, nowadays, like, it's a thing where people sacrifice, like, freedom of speech, you know, and morality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, content creators and things like that, for example, they won't say what they want to say because they're worried about the world and everybody, cancel culture, things like that. Like, if you see something that you don't like, just say it. Like we're like, you know, self-censorship basically is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you say if you have bad thoughts, you don't
All the time about like murdering people.
Well, no, I mean, like, you know, if someone's ugly or things like that. Like,
Yeah.
we have all those thoughts, right?
I'm thinking it right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There must be a beer over here. Shit. Like, all I'm going to say is fuck you, move on with that. But, like, basically, we self-censor ourselves. Like, we don't say certain things even though the world would be a better place if we were honest.
Like certain words and stuff, how people how people get canceled for saying certain words, even though back then they were kind of more acceptable.
Yeah, like, you know, everybody knows, like, little people. Like, we didn't used to say that back then. We used to say midgets.
Yeah.
Like,
or stupid people. We used to call them retards or artards.
Yeah.
Retards. That's my favorite word. I wish we could say that.
Or you can say it. It's just
not socially acceptable for me to say and call people retards. So.
Yeah, so, like, the socially acceptable. Like, at what point do we, you know, fight? Like, what point do we say, hey, enough is enough?
I'm sorry, I kept thinking about calling people retards. It's a good word. It really is, man.
It's a medical term, you know what I'm saying? But, like, we're turning words to weapons. You know, like, people, when you say that word, they're like, it's offensive. It hurts the heart, you know?
But yeah, I feel like people have been doing that forever. Like, even just the original swear words. Like, you know how, like, if you're super religious or just bad, like, people just say bad words like fuck, shit.
Or cunt. Like, yeah, like, it's just a word. But, like, if you tell someone, like, a bitch, it's like, But, like, you say someone's a cunt, they will lose their fucking mind. Like,
I feel like bitch is borderline. I feel like bitch is, it depends on who you're talking to and what your relation is with that person. Because if I called you a bitch, you wouldn't give a fuck.
No. I mean, I call bitches I don't know bitches. Like,
to her face?
Yeah, a bunch of bitches. Like, it is what it is. Like,
Derek, you are.
I'm me. I got like, you got to be honest with yourself.
Awful person.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not. Like, I think there's gonna be a bubble at point. Like, we get fed up with this shit. Like,
I think we're in a bubble. I think that the bubble is gonna burst soon. I personally, and I'm also on this side for it, I think that the bubble, like this censorship, this cancellation, this politically correctness bubble that we live in and a lot of people cater their lives towards, I feel like it's just gonna turn one day and everybody's just gonna fucking snap. Because it just gets to a point where it's too much. Like, you can't say words, you can't do certain things. Everybody has to have a celebration to do this, and everybody has to embrace people and be nice to people even if you don't really want to. No, like be nice to people that you want to be nice to. Make fun of whoever the fuck you want to make fun of. That's, I mean, to an extent, I guess, but like, you shouldn't really be canceled over it. Like, you shouldn't be going back to fucking tweets that somebody tweeted 4 years ago trying to cancel them because they said that fucking, I don't know. See, I want to say something there, but I can't because I don't want someone to be like, well, that's mean.
I'm not scared. You know, you fucking Nick.
Okay.
But yeah, something like that, for example.
Dun, dun,
Wait.
dun, dun, dun. I don't even know how to. Wow. Okay.
Like,
good thing we're black because that would have been something else. Is it worse that we're black that we said that?
Nah,
Well, we didn't really say anything.
I mean,
I didn't say anything.
To keep it a buck, we already know what time it is. Like, but it's gonna be like the alcohol like ban. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Like
how they
prohibition?
banned? Yeah, you know how they banned alcohol, and then people started smuggling. It just got to the point where it's just like, fuck it, we might as well just let them have it.
Yeah.
It's almost like weed, for example. Weed was pushed back so hard, and now it's coming to be accepted to morality.
Because there are some situations when people get canceled, or people have like an outrage that the people who are outraged by it are viewed as the wrong side of it. Like I was trying to think of an example a couple years ago. Like Jimmy Fallon, he was getting canceled for doing blackface in like a sketch for SNL like way back in like the 90s or some shit like that. And then everybody was like, you have to, you know, obviously acknowledge it and apologize for it because he has a TV show on us, so he did that. But like, also other people were like, why the fuck did you like give into that? Like, it was in the 90s, like it was funny at the time, and at the time everybody else and their mom was doing shit like that. Like, it just, like, shit evolves, I guess. But like, also,
well, how do you feel about nowadays where people know, like, you know, the boundaries and stuff? Like, blackface is obviously wrong. So
I don't think people know boundaries, to be honest with you. I think that the problem with the cancel culture is there aren't boundaries necessarily speaking. You could get canceled for anything at any time. You get canceled for saying something that offended one person that just has a larger audience than somebody else.
I mean, that's just power. But like, say, cancel culture aside, like, say if like, for example, King Bach, right? So he does blackface in current times, right? He exploits black
Isn't he
prejudice.
black though? How does he do blackface?
Yeah, so like, he exploits black prejudices and things like that. Like, all black people are ignorant. Black people can't swim. They exploit things that are not necessarily true, you know, to sell to a certain audience. So that's blackface in current times. So it's modern blackface. Like, say I'm a black person and I just berate black people. Oh, black people are ignorant, blah, blah, blah. And I monetize off that. So how do you feel like people that make child content and exploit that? You know what I'm saying? Like, those type of people.
So like people like nowadays, so kind of like people who make this new genre of YouTube videos, I guess you could call it, of people having drones and they fly over like beaches and shit, but they do like video titles and thumbnails like, you won't believe what we saw at the beach, and like a thumbnail of a clown or shit like that. You're talking about that, like how they know, or they set something up knowing that they're gonna get the maximum viewership even though it's fake and kind of just bullshit.
Yeah, in a way, like, where they exploit, like, say if you're exploiting children on videos, right?
Yeah.
You when you're playing video games, you overreact to things and things like that. You know what you're doing when you put that type of content out there, right? You know you normally don't act like that in real life or think that certain way, but you do it to gain off of, you know, other people. Like, you exploit the system.
Like how some reaction videos people just kind of give you the over the line reaction.
You know, somebody sees the reaction, they're just like, whoa, like, bro. Really? Like, you're not doing that for yourself. You're doing it for somebody else. So, like, say if I, you know, I don't know, like, I act a certain way in my personal life. And then when I go online, right, I know it's wrong to exploit things, but I'm like, donate to this charity, blah, 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 even though I'm taking some proceeds from the charity because I'm taking advantage of the people that actually want to support, you know what I'm saying? And using that for my own profit, even though I know it's wrong in real life. Like, what do you think about those type of people?
I mean, I'm kind of drawn because, see, the thing is that I've realized, especially nowadays, and this is kind of the fine line that I'm drawn in between, is do I want to be a good person or do I kind of want to be a hustler in a sense? Because, like, you can't lie that they're just kind of hustling at this point. Like, you know, like, for example, the Paul brothers. They're hustlers. Like, I hate to say it, they're good hustlers because they know what's going to get the headlines, they know it's going to get the views. But if they were real, genuine people who didn't try to do and exploit, you know, the kids, or like taking Mayweather's hat, for example, like, I'm guarantee you $1 million that if there were no cameras around and he just saw, not even Mayweather, but we're going to get racist for a little bit, if he just saw some random black guy on the street, he's not just going to go, oh, cut your hat, because he knows he's going to die. Because he got punched in the face for doing that. And he was there's a video of him going away crying, going, I got your hair, crying. So everybody knows that he's just a punk ass bitch. So he's going after like the old people who he knows he has a decent chance of beating. So he's exploiting that situation. I just feel like it just kind of boils down to your moral, like who you are as a person, how you were raised. Because like me personally, I know for a fact that I could exploit a genre or a niche or a trend on TikTok like I did that one time to get all those followers. Like, I could just keep making fucking TikToks of me and my niece because obviously I knew that's what got it blew up. So I could just keep making videos of me and my niece shoving a camera in her face every day. But I know personally I don't want to do that because I don't want to plaster her face everywhere. I don't want her to grow up having a camera all up in her face. Exactly. And I don't want to just keep having to think of fake videos to do with her every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so not building, a personal relationship with your niece and things like that.
Yeah, I'm building like an online, because like, the niggas who do that shit, like the family vlogs and shit. Oh my God, we're doing this today, and then they turn like, oh my God, he got a new thing, and then as soon as the camera's off, they're like, okay, I don't really give a fuck, and then they're editing and shit, and then they go,
here's the phone. Go.
Yeah, it's just all fake. So I don't want to. No, I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I feel like I was raised too good, I guess you could say.
But so then, how do we?
I have a soul, a sense of feeling.
So how do we treat the soulless then? Like,
execution.
Well,
like realistically.
Yeah, realistically, like we know Logan Paul. We know what Logan Paul and them doing. We know what all of them are doing. So how do we treat them? Like, because technically we're enabling them to do things like that. We're giving them views. We're giving them access. Like,
I feel like it coincides with cancel culture. I feel like, because they're the things that get top trending. They're the things that get viewed the most because they have the tags and the what's the fucking word I'm looking for? I don't know, the recommendations. Like, I don't know, like on YouTube, like certain videos get monetized and demonetized because they say certain things. So it's just not monetizing those videos or not demonetizing videos just because they say the word retard.
Yeah, so, well, obviously canceling people is wrong. Why you smile like that?
I don't know. I feel like I don't use that word.
Well, like,
I'm probably offended.
Instead of like canceling people, like, wouldn't it be better to like educate people that what they're doing? Like, it's so
wrong. Like how Miles Leonard said that slur on the live stream, and then how he did get fined by the NBA. He also got cut by the Heat. But then Julian Edelman, who is a Jewish athlete for a former member of New England Patriots. He's probably not saying this, but hey, I'm a big fan. Love you. Thank you for everything you've done. But he reached out to him on Twitter, I think it was, or something like that, and he just was just like, hey brother, I want to sit down with you, have lunch with you, and talk about where you thought this was okay to be used and what your mindset is and this and that. So let's educate and try to talk to each other, because I feel like that's another thing that cancel culture eradicates is the ability to sit down and talk.
Yeah,
because you can make a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a racist type, not racist, but like a
mistake,
a cliche type of joke that goes into stereotypical joke. There we go. You can make a stereotypical joke, or you can do something like that that's funny and tasteful up to a point, and then it can be okay, but you don't have to be represented by that. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I made a joke about Asian people, then then people turn around and go, hey, he fucking hates Asians, or he this that the Asians. Like, I'm not represented by that joke. It's just a funny joke that I said, because I don't really give a fuck what the hell you do. I really don't.
True. And some people like base your qualifications off of like your race, for example. Like, say if I made an Asian joke, right? Most people wouldn't know that I'm 25% Japanese, right? So if I make a joke, right, they look at you and see your qualifications to make the show. Like, you don't need to be black to make a funny black joke. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You just got to understand the culture.
Yeah.
Like, so instead of basing people off,
there are plenty of funny white people who can make funny black jokes, or even funny Mexican jokes, or Spanish, or whatever.
But some people won't even give you the chance. Like, we base our options off like superficial views of the world. Like, he's a black guy, or like the people that are black but they look white. How some people
albinos?
They're 100% black but they have like white characteristics.
Like Logic, the rapper.
Yeah, I guess. But I can show you, some people that are 100% black that look white for whatever reasons. I guess genetics. Right.
The rest, yeah.
And they said the N-word and shit. People would just be outraged, but not know that their parents are black and things like that. So,
like Logic, he said nigga in a freestyle one time on Sway, I think, and then I don't think he's ever said it again.
Yeah, I don't know if he's black or not.
He is. That's the only thing he really talks about.
Is he like black and white, or is he just
black and white?
Oh, okay. I mean, but that's a little bit different.
But he got the recessive genes.
Yeah, I mean, because we all know that black and white people can say the N-word. It's just how you say it, like. Because some black people can't say the N-word. I'm sorry. Like, if you're not cultured enough, like the black people.
There are certain black people that you're like in a conversation with, and they say it, and you're like, it's a little forced, buddy. Like, I know white people that make it sound a little more naturally.
Yeah, like I mean, I had plenty of white girlfriends that said the N-word, and I didn't give a fuck. Like,
Really?
yeah. I mean, but I grew up in.
I don't really know a lot of. It's mainly I know a lot of guys that say it. I don't know a lot of girls that say it.
Now, once a white girl from like from a certain neighborhood dates a black guy, all that's out the window. You know, she'll say the word.
No, I really don't. Even when my exes who usually dates black guys, she didn't say it either. Really, well, like once. No, she didn't really say it that much. No, I don't know a lot of girls that say it that much.
I do. I mean, I guess I was growing up. Nowadays, I think some people are scared too. But like the people that are comfortable to say it around me, I have more respect for than the closet. You know, people
The closeted racists.
Yeah, like I mean, it's not even racist. Like if you say certain words, right? You know, it's just words for the end of the day. Like fuck, cunt. You know?
Yeah, you put power into a word.
Yeah, like I mean,
That's one thing I've always kind of grown up to. Is something that I learned from watching, believe it or not, like old like Tyler the Creator videos, like Odd Future videos and shit like that. Because I don't know if you've ever watched anything, but they say a lot of like the most absurd shit sometimes, and a lot of their raps and shit are outlandish. But like, but at the end of the day, you put power to certain words. So like, if you get offended by, you know, when you said cunt earlier, if you get offended by that, like if I just call you a cunt and someone watching me calling you a cunt gets offended, like why I'm not even addressing you. Phyllis, I'm not even talking to Phyllis. I'm talking to Derek.
What you got against Phyllis? Like, what
I don't know.
Phyllis do to
Nancy,
you?
Phyllis, fucking Frederica. I'm coming after everybody, dog. Everybody's gonna get fucking attacked by me.
Yeah, I mean, but like as a kid though, like so when people say the N-word or something out of animosity, right? Not because they're racist, but like as a kid, we're taught to say the most offensive thing to trigger a person. Like we don't say, "Oh yeah, you're a really nice guy." You know what I'm saying? We'll say you're horrible, you're fat. We'll say anything in the world that will define your characteristic to demean you, regardless if that's the way we think, you know? Like, the easiest way to insult a black person is just say, you fucking...
Yeah.
You know? It's not in the time, right? You're just trying to get off your anger and show how much you detest the person. But you're not really thinking about the implications of the word. Like, you don't think, oh, he's black. He's a, you know what I'm saying? You just say it to antagonize the person. You know, go against their insecurities or use the worst word possible you can for somebody. Like, say if you see a fat person, right? If you're going to insult a fat person, regardless of their race, what would you say?
You pile of lard.
You fat bitch. You feel me?
You hefty, defty, fucking tumbleweed.
But in your personal life, you may not have anything against fat people. You may not.
You hippo that evolved too quick.
All right.
That was a good one. I was focused on the insult. I was trying to think of creative ways to. I guess because it's funner to more fun. Excuse me. I guess it's more fun to think of creative ways to insult than it is to like positively uplift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I mean, it's hard to uplift people and shit too.
You have to go out of your way. I feel like it's easy to just berate people. Because my favorite thing to do, what I like to do is, and if you know me, you know this is my sense of humor, but like I like to, you know, joke, you know, make fun of you, joke around with you, be a sarcastic asshole. But then also at the end of the day, if you know, when I need to be serious, I can be serious. And you know, when I need to be genuine, I need to be genuine. I feel like that's why, because I'm honest. Like I'm a very honest person. So like if I'm joking around with you, and like earlier I said that you looked homeless because I thought you looked homeless earlier, but you also. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking nice, I'll be like, hey, dog, that's a fresh fit. And you know I'm talking, you know I'm being for real.
Well, I mean, not really, because people are more, like, they're mainly dismissive nowadays. Like I hate giving compliments because people, like, no. Like, if, like, say you tell a girl that she looks nice, right?
I don't give compliments.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't give compliments either. I just be honest. And
like I told
how
you
take
looked homeless earlier. Yeah, it's not a compliment.
You know. Oh, my hair, like, is a wild story. I started 2 trans twists last night. So my shit's all over the place right now. Like it don't even matter to me. But like with compliments in general, right? If you tell someone they look nice, they be like, "Oh, thank you, yeah," but they don't actually like take the compliment. They kind of just brush it off.
Yeah, I'd never take compliments seriously.
But like it makes it harder for people to compliment you because like you're just gonna be dismissive anyways. So why would I go out my way to compliment you if you're not gonna even believe what I said in the first place?
Yeah, because I hate compliments, but I do like compliments. Like when people
but you still dismissive of them. Like,
Yeah, I kind of get mad at people when they compliment me. Like, it's
yeah,
like,
but you're happy inside. Like, just contradicting your whole mood and shit.
weird.
Like,
it is. Yeah,
so why would
I
people
guess so.
want to
Because
give
like
us
some lady, like a week ago at work was complimenting my eyebrows because she was like, "Oh, I like your eyebrows." She asked me if the slits were natural, and then I was like, "No, I get them obviously fucking cut." And he cuts my eyebrows. She's like, "You have really nice eyebrows." And then so like a part of me was like, "Oh, thanks." I'd never get complimented on my eyebrows. But then a part of me was like, "You stupid idiot! No, this isn't fucking natural. Who the fuck naturally has slits in their fucking eyebrows?" Like, you know what I'm saying? And then like immediately I just want to fucking insult her for. But it was she meant it in a nice way, and I knew that, so that's why I was like, "Oh, thank you." But then afterwards, I was like, "What a dumbass!"
I mean, I get the
Like
feeling.
you're stupid for complimenting me.
Nah, it's like white people complimenting my dreads. Like
Hey, I didn't say she was white.
we know. Anyways, so I'm in the store sometimes, right? And an older white lady would see my dreads and be like, "Oh, that's nice hair." You know, they love to pet it and things like that. Like,
It's COVID season. What fucking grocery stores do you be going to?
it's just life, bro.
Sue them.
No, I'm good. Anyways, yeah,
I
like,
would have been on that shit.
nah. So people like white people in general, because I mean, when the reason why I say white, it's not like a racial thing. It's more like a culture thing, because like, Jamaicans, Rastafarians, they're used to dreads. The islands and stuff, they're used to dreads. But white people culturally, 9 times out of 10, if you're hanging around with a bunch of white people, not many of them have dreads.
Yeah.
So it's more like a cultural thing. Like sometimes, like when I say white people, I'm not talking about like you being white in general, just like the culture of being white. Like,
See, I partially agree with you because when I say white people, 9.5% of the time, 95% of the time, I do mean white people. Because honestly, when it boils down to it, that's the only fucking type of people that do shit like that. And then the people who culturally are white are like, they're the rest of the 5%. But like, I don't run into a lot of black people who are culturally white. Like, I know about 3 of them in my whole lifetime, and I don't associate with them at all. I cringe when I see them. Actually, I saw one in Publix the other day. I was like, oh,
I
it
mean,
just
that's
upsets
because
me.
people don't understand like the roots. But I mean, if we go to Africa, like, into episode 3, check out the next episode coming out next week or so. Maybe. You know how life works.
I'm fucking lost. Yeah, I can come back next week. Maybe I'll figure it out. Fucking peace.
Next time on. All right.